Muhammad Umar Farooq biological video. Please make sure to subscribe, like and share. Ask the question for answer and comment about the artwork. So in this video we will talk about the nutrition of bacteria. There's the nutrition is different types of the bacteria. So here is the general structure of the bacteria, which that is contain pili. That's here is the cell wall and plasma membrane inside, and is the DNA and the plasmid. And here is the flagella, which that is used for the movement, and pili is used for the attachment. So here the bacteria on the basis of nutrition is two types: autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs mean they produce energy itself, and heterotrophs mean they use energy from the another source, for example the animal and dead organic matter. So here is the autotrophic bacteria. That's the autotrophic mode of life of bacteria we will discuss first. So here is the phototrophic bacteria. That's a phototrophic bacteria is use the energy from the light. Here is the green pigment is inside of the plasma membrane. Cytoplasm contain the chlorophyll, and this chlorophyll is contain magnesium central element, and here is the chlorophyll containing bacteria. So the chlorophyll containing bacteria is contain head of the chlorophyll. Here is the magnesium central part, and here is the head which that contain chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B, which that is the difference is methyl group or carbon hydrogen oxygen hydrocarbon group. So here is the phytor tail. That is the tail of the basically here is the porphyrin ring, and down is the tail is contain hydrocarbon. And the major cause is the using the light from the head of the porphyrin ring with the head of the chlorophyll, that is used for the making energy energy by a photosynthesis. There is the water hydrolysis to produce proton and electron, which they are used for it. So here is the on the basis of autotrophs, on the basis of phototrophic bacteria, which that is the different types autotroph. So here is the basically first of all we will talk about the sulfur bacteria. That's the sulfur fixation bacteria. That's the hydrogen sulfide, which there's hydrogen disulfide and carbon dioxide attached to produce carbohydrate and sulfur detachment plus water. So that is the sulfur fixing bacteria is known as well. So here another bacteria is known as purple sulfur bacteria, which that is purple color in the cytoplasm. That is carbon dioxide and water, and that is here is the sodium sulfur and oxygen compound, which that is sodium disulfide trioxide. That is the source of electron and proton by the using of light. So that is the chlorophyll dependent bacteria, which that is used to produce energy, and the energy and sugar and hydrogen produce, and NHSO2 plus energy will be produced. So that is the another autotrophic bacteria. Here we will talk about the another is the green sulfur bacteria, which that is use the hydrogen sulfide plus carbon dioxide to produce sugar plus sulfur, releasing the sulfur is the releasing of the sulfur and water. So that is the important thing, that is the biological importance, that we can extract the sulfur from this bacteria, and that sulfur can be used. So the sulfur hydrogen H2S hydrogen disulfide is used as a electron and proton carrier. So here the sugar and sulfur plus water will be produced. On the other hand, we will talk about the Chemo Autotroph. The Chemo Autotroph mean here is the basically organic material fixation, which that during the light there's the carbon and hydrogen and oxygen. There's the using for the making sugar plus water and basically methyl group attached from this. So here we will talk about the Chemo Autotrophs. That's a Chemo Autotroph is mean that's a autotrophic bacteria which that is a fixation by the chemical. That is the chemical is different types. We will talk about here the bacteria which derive energy from oxidation of inorganic chemical substance during respiration are called chemoautotrophs. There's a chemoautotrophs is the different. There's a many types of the chemoautotrophs. There's a chemical on the basis of chemical fixation. So here is the some bacteria which that are present on the nodules of the plant and the root near the roots of the plant, which that is used for the nitrogen fixation. That is the nitrobacter bacteria is the for example, and that's used the nitrite with oxygen to produce nitrosomonas. That is the important bacteria which use to HNO3 hydrogen nitrate plus water and 158 kilocalorie energy will be produced. That is used by bacteria, and there is a symbiotic relationship with the leguminosae plant. So here is the another nitrobacter which that is the nitrate convert into the nitrite by a oxygen in the presence of oxygen, and there's a nitrite used as a plant, for example, and 43 kilocalorie energy is used to produce. So here another bacteria is the iron rich bacteria. That's in iron rich water bacteria, there's presence, and there's the iron fixation. That is iron. Here is the iron compound which that is the water and oxygen in the presence of to produce ferrous trihydroxide, and that's produced in the presence of iron. So here is the another bacteria which that is the hydrogen bacteria. That is the fixation by the hydrogen to produce the water in the presence of oxygen and energy. So there's the different types of hydrogen and carbon dioxide in the presence without the presence of oxygen to produce carbohydrate and water plus energy. So there's the present in the organic material which that is the present in the organic material containing carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. That is the carbon and hydrogen and oxygen is used for the hydrogen bacteria. That is the fixation of the organic media that is the present in the organic media. And another is the methane bacteria which that is present in the rich presence of the methane which that is use oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and water and energy. That is the methanosomonas is the example of this bacteria. So here we will talk about the heterotrophs. That's the heterotroph bacteria which that is use energy from the another. They not produce itself energy because there's a lack of enzyme, and that's bacteria which exists in the on the presence of another organism as a shelter. So here is the saprophytic bacteria which that are present in the dead and decaying organic matter which that after the dying, and there's enzyme which that is used to decomposition of organic matter which after the death of the animal to digest the organic matter, and there's organic matter is used as a energy, and there's bacteria is known as saprophytic bacteria, and there's saprobes. And here is the parasitic bacteria which that is lack of enzyme, and thus the lack of enzyme is used the another depend to the another bacteria parasitic, and that's the cause disease to another organism, and that's the disease causing bacteria. These are called parasite or virulent, for example pneumococcus that in fact to the animal, for example. So here is the symbiotic bacteria which that is the mutual relationship to another organism is known as symbiosis, and this relationship is known as mutualism, commensalism and parasitism. The mutualism mean the mutual relationship, both are benefit, and commensalism is one is benefit and parasitism is one is benefit. For example, bacteria and the host is basically harmful, and there will be damage, and there's a nitrogen fixing bacteria is also symbiotic bacteria which that are present in the plant. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe the channel.